Everybody, it's Mike with AECInspire again. We have version 2.7 release to share with you today. We have a ton of great improvements, everything from wire and connections to bill of materials enhancements to overall product performance. A lot of great stuff to share with you guys in this release. But before we get started, as usual, make sure if your browser doesn't say version 2.7 in the bottom left-hand corner, that you do the Control Shift and R to refresh the application in your browser to make sure you're at the latest and greatest. If you don't do that and you're still on version 2.6, you may run into some issues. So go ahead and make sure you're on the latest version, and let's dive into it. So kicking off the 2.7 release, the first part of the release I'm going to talk about is the folder and trade addition to your quantities tables. So those of you that are using multiple trades, whether it be electrical and fire alarm or any of the available as you're setting your project up, we did make those available so you can separate out those systems now. This previously wasn't available, as well as folders. So those of you that are jumping in and having separate folders in your projects, you can work in each of those folders individually and separate those out. So you'll have that sheet separation, the folder separation, and the trade separation. And those are all available in your quantities tab to be able to be sorted on and filtered by. And the folders, that's going to be up in your folders tab. As we have multiple folders in here, we're going to see those reflected in our quantities. But that does give you that power to be able to search by those. So we have our inspired search and then our sample files, for example, in this one. So you can separate out those larger projects or divvy up that job exactly how you need to. Another new addition to version 2.7 is the addition of 2 more beta fields for your budget and install times. This time we're applying it to your connection. So whether it be MC, EMT, rigid, underground, you can apply a budget per foot of linear length and also installation time per foot. So as you're placing these, you can be assigning these budgets for each of the different types of raceways, but you can also do this at the end as well. So you can input the fields at the beginning, but more importantly, you can do this after the fact. So once you get your pricing or you want to inject that, you can simply use the View All tab down in your connections, isolate those, and those fields are available for you to fill in as well. And that does translate over to the overall quantities. So jumping into the quantities tab here, we're actually able to then filter by time and cost and get that true price per scope box or price per sheet. So jumping down to my template, apply this template, and now I have my full breakdown of how much each of those areas costs and the install time associated, as well as all the routing. So you can truly quantify how long your estimate is for planning out that job. We're excited to let you guys play around with this feature. Let us know how you like it. If you have any suggestions, we're always open ears. Another addition to the 2.7 release is the addition of the videos. So training videos are always important to the Knowledge Hub. We did embed those with each of these tools inside of the application, so you'll see the How It Works button scattered around in particular areas related to inspired search, your assemblies. When you go ahead and click those, it brings up a short click of how those work and that Knowledge Hub link. So by all means, if you forget how to do something or just want a refresher, it is very easy to jump inside of How It Works and see how those tools work. Templates are a great thing, and we actually enhance that for everyone with the 2.7 release as well. So jumping into your quantities tab, you are actually able to access default templates. So those of you that have your own templates, that's fantastic. And we actually have default templates that are in here that are going to be very familiar. Also the addition of a couple extra ones for everybody. But those default templates are a great starter if you're looking to create a new template. But those are available for everybody. So as you're jumping in and applying templates, you can apply those templates, and we have those set up for you as a starting point. Feel free to adapt those and also save those as new templates. But this is another great addition to the 2.7 release. So let's talk layers in version 2.7. We did add layer color to your table field. So as you're making tables for the view on your sheet, any of those layers you have associated with your devices or assemblies is able to be pulled through in your tables now. So in this example, I just have my label for my devices, the height that they're mounted at, and the color associated with them. And be creative with this one. There's a lot of possibilities, but I'll just give you this quick example. So drawing this table in, it lists out the different assemblies that we have, or the different labels, the mounting height, and the color associated with that mounting height. So someone can quick reference in an install drawing to see what height everything is mounted at. Again, the possibilities are endless with this, but this new addition should help that communication for the install and or any other party getting the drawings. Hope you guys like this one, and we'll have a little bit more to add on to this in the future. This next segment is going to talk about notifications. So in 2.7, we definitely listen to you guys as far as how the project notifications work. So any new project that's created, the notifications are turned off by email to start the project. So jumping into your notifications tab, you actually can go through and see what notification types are there, but emails are unchecked unless it's a new user added. But folders, files, those won't send no notifications unless you want to, which you can opt in to check those if you do so choose. But by default, those are off in all the new projects you'll be creating. So if you are working with others, you won't see notifications every time they upload a new file. But if you do want to keep an eye on that, by all means, you can check off whatever notifications you want to receive on each of your projects. So to wrap up version 2.7, we had a lot of great new releases in this version. We do have the release notes available for those of you who do want to check that out. But overall, we just continue to listen to you guys as users, and we really look forward to and keep enhancing and making your workflows much, much easier and much more detailed inside of Inspire. We really look forward to seeing you in version 2.8, so stay tuned. When we release that, we'll release another video showing you all the cool new stuff. Stay tuned.